welcome to Mush-achusetts. I'm your host, Bob Tremblay. Tomorrow is the first day of fall 2019, which makes the official kickoff for the beginning of the 2019-2020 dog sledding season. So if you've ever wondered about what it takes to train sled dogs, or if you've ever considered about doing it with your own pets, then you're in the right place. Because in this video series, I am going to record the next 6 months of my training and running routine with my dogs. And we'll talk about equipment, places to go, different dog breeds, and just see and enjoy the beauty of dog sledding with your own pets. So let's get started. All right, to begin, here are my dogs. Here's Bandit, my male Siberian Husky, and over here, resting on her house right now, is Shiva, my female Alaskan Husky. So these days with these two Huskies, I am just mushing and dog sledding recreationally, and I've been really amazed at what these two dogs are able to do. And so I'm going to get them leashed up, and we'll start off with some basics, showing you how to walk your dogs to prepare them for dog sledding. So today is the last day of summer, and to begin our mushing season, which starts tomorrow, we are going to begin with the most basic thing you can do with your dogs, which is taking them for a walk. Now, one of the things you'll notice right now is I have them on a double leash, and we are just beginning our walk. And when I start my dogs walking, is I let them enjoy it on their terms. Right now they found something fascinating to sniff. And so an important part of getting your dogs to work as a team is getting them to be able to walk together, to be kind of confined or sort of controlled side by side. But it's also important that you allow them to walk and just be dogs and do the things that they like to do. And for a dog, taking a walk and taking in all the information, all the scents and sounds and smells that are around them is what's important to them. And so right now they know that I am giving them more or less free rein to explore the area as they see fit. Okay, so they're settling in a little bit, starting to walk a little bit more steady, side by side. And as they're walking here, is what you can see is the first piece of equipment is their leashes. And so I have two leashes. You can see right now Bandit is on a black leash and Shiva is on her blue leash. And both leashes are attached to a metal ring that I have, and then it goes to this piece of purple webbing. This is actually a piece of rock climbing gear that I've retired. This is an old runner, and now I've got it as sort of like my extension for their double leash. And then also on it I have a carabiner, which I'll show you what I use that for later. But right now the dogs are starting to settling in. You see they're kind of parallel. They're in more of a mushing position, and they're starting to match their pace, which is good. So I will be adding another piece of dog sledding equipment to the mix here in just a moment. Boy, the fall colors are really starting, and it's not even fall yet. But anyway, the first piece of equipment that I'm going to introduce you to is their neckline. So the neckline is a short piece of cord with two swivel snaps, and I am going to use this to attach their two collars. So I'll get that set and you'll see how that works in a minute. So now they are attached by their neckline, and that's the same neckline that I use when they're actually pulling me on the sled or on my bike or on a scooter or anything. All right, come on, hit, hop. And This is what keeps them running side by side and focused on the same thing. It's a simple piece of equipment. I've just used an old piece of rope right there. Let's go. Come on, hop, hop. Now that they have their necklines on, they start moving in a much more coordinated fashion. They know that this is different than just regular walking. So now they're actually acting as sled dogs. Of course, they have their collars on, so they know that's different than when they have their harnesses on. When they have their harnesses on, they know that they run. But right now, we'll just start with some basic commands. The first one here is ahead. And ahead to them just means straight. And then when I want them to stop, you say, whoa. Whoa, good. And stand. And let's go, up. So the big thing here is every time you take them for a walk, you're using your sled dog commands. And so this is just what they come to expect from you as the pack leader in terms of giving them direction. Whoa. Stand. All right, let's go. Up, up. One of the big things is right now I'm talking a lot. And so usually when you're running the dogs, the only voice they hear is when you're giving them a command. They're actually be ahead. Good. And so ahead and whoa, and stop and stand. I'll show you the turning commands in a couple of minutes. Alright, so now we're going to start getting into two more important commands, and that's to take turns. And so for sled dogs, actually not just for sled dogs, but for mules and elephants and camels and all other animals that are driven, the commands for left and right are ha and g. And evidently those are words that sound sufficiently different that animals can make them out. And so I'm about to take a left turn here. And so the dogs are walking ahead. Ha, ha, yeah, yes, there we go. Good, ahead. And so you'll notice when you give your commands, you want to do it in a low voice. And then when they go right, you want to let them know they're going right. Okay, G, no, G, yes, G. Good, ahead. And so you see how they kind of listen for the command. G, G, good, ahead. And they're doing this kind of slow right now because we're just walking. But you'll see later when we're on the bike or sledding, they do this at speed. Whoa. Stand. Good dogs. Always give them reinforcement when they do the right thing. It helps them to know that they're doing what's being asked of them. All right, let's go back. Good dogs. Ahead. The go back command is an important one too. Okay, ahead. Ha. Ha. Yes. Good dogs. So if you get too excessive with your praise, it kind of devalues it. Ahead. Ha. Ha. Good dogs. Ahead. Nice. And so too much praise makes them think that everything's good. It's like giving a medal that's unearned. And here we go. We're going nice and steady. This is exactly what you want to see. Now, as we continue our walk here, and the dogs are being very patient listening to me talk, is I mentioned elephants and camels and horses and oxen, and there's all kinds of animals that human beings have trained to pull or to go or to ride. And out of all those many animals, what's unique about dogs is dogs are the only animal that's driven that you don't have physical contact with. No, ahead. Good. Is I have contact with the leash, but I don't have reins, I don't have elephant hooks, I don't have stirrups, I don't have physical contact with them. I'm driving them purely by voice commands, whereas other animals will get a combination of voice commands, but also some sort of a physical tap or a correction or a pull, whether it's on a rein or a bit or a stirrup or a hook or some sort of a line. And so dogs are the only animals that are driven completely by voice command, which I think is fascinating. So this is what you're training your dogs to do, is to act as a team, where they're side by side, they're matching each other's pace, they're listening to your commands, they're looking ahead, but they're listening back. And that's what you want to see. So one thing to keep in mind when you're with your dogs is remembering that they are a predatory carnivore. And because of that, when they're out for a walk or they're out for a run, in their mind they're hunting. And so the fact that they are alert and interested in sounds on the side or smells that they're passing by is completely natural and to be expected, because they think they're hunting and that the pack is out. Ahead, good. And your job as the pack leader is to give them guidance on their quote-unquote hunt. And they count on you for that. You can't get frustrated with them for being the intelligent, carnivorous beings that they are when they're interested in things on the side that you aren't even aware of. But use it as an opportunity is their senses are alerting you to things you would have missed. I bring this up because just 2 minutes ago, before I turned the camera on, we ran into a turkey. And of course the dogs were very excited about that. Good. Ahead. Hit. So as I said, we are on one of our many snowmobile trails right here. You saw that sharp curve ahead sign there. So this is alerting us to our right hand or G turn that I'll be commanding the dogs on. You'll see a couple more of the road signs for the snowmobiles. But all right, I'm going to get them on their command. Good. Ahead. Good. Good dogs. Ahead. Ready? G. G. Good dogs. Pretty easy turn. I'm going to get them onto another left up here in a minute. Being quiet so they don't know that I'm going to do that. Good. Ahead. Ha. Ha. Yes. Good dogs. Good dogs. So by giving them that yes command at the end of each turn, you can kind of see that sort of perks them up, gives them a little bit of energy. They feel like they've done the right thing, and they're happy about that. Another thing I'll bring up while we're on the topic of dogs being carnivores is understanding that the way you use your voice, you want to use it the way that their DNA tells them to kind of respond to verbal energy. And so in their pack, when they're giving a warning or they're being authoritative with another dog, they will do a low growl. when they're feeling playful and happy, they'll do a higher pitched, more excited yip or bark. Good, ahead. And with your commands, you should realize that. So your commands should always be slow and low. It's not like a growl, it's not like it's threatening, but it's authoritative. And that's what they respond to. When you're praising them and being silly and getting them excited, well, that's when you talk fast and high-pitched and childlike, and they will respond accordingly. I want you to notice right now that they are literally walking pretty much in step, which is really what you want to see your team doing. They should be so coordinated that they act as one. And you see that's really what they're doing right now. Good dogs. Now today being last day of summer, it still is kind of warm relative to dog sleds. But when I run the dogs in the summertime, I make a point to plan the runs so that they're able to take a dip about every half a mile. And so they really enjoy it. Bandit likes to swim more than Shiva does. Shiva just kind of wades, but letting them cool down is very important. They are sled dogs, and the summer heat is not what they're built for. So there we go. They just got their dip. We'll continue our walk. All right, let's go. Hup. Here we are. We're back home from our training walk with Bandit and Shiva. And so this makes the last day of summer. And the next time we go out, it will be the autumn, and we will begin our sled dog season, dog sledding season for the year. So thank you for joining us for this first episode of Mush-achusetts, and we'll see you again soon when we'll talk about, we'll get the dogs out bike shoring. Look forward to it. See you soon.